Hello, I am Mark Bosco, the Vice President of Mission and Ministry here at Georgetown University. We are all feeling our world being turned upside down as the coronavirus spreads throughout our world and nation. Like many colleges and universities, we have responded to this disruption in our normal way of proceeding by moving our students out of residence halls to reduce the density of our campuses and to provide virtual learning environments with professors to finish our classes this semester. But as Hoya is grounded in the values of our Catholic and Jesuit heritage, we want to make sure that instructional continuity is matched by spiritual continuity. As Father Greg Shendon reminded all of us in a recent email that went out from campus ministry, we are all in some ways following in the footsteps of our patron, St. Ignatius of Loyola, whose severe injuries at the Battle of Pamplona turned his world upside down, and whose months of convalescence back home led him on a spiritual journey of prayer, discernment, and a commitment to live for God and to be a man for others. As Father Greg notes, just as Ignatius recognized that he was not alone, God was always with him, so too we recognize that none of us walks this journey alone either. So to offer spiritual continuity in these trying times, the campus ministry team here at Georgetown will do their very best to sustain this connection to our students, faculty, staff, and alumni via as many online programs as possible. We will live stream our masses each Sunday, and we will offer various formats for all of our faith communities at Georgetown to connect and celebrate. Like they say on those TV infomercials, our chaplains are standing by. As a way to move into the online world of connectivity with our Hoyas, we have asked our chaplains to offer a short 3-minute inspiration on video. And I offer this first one today. I must admit, like everyone else, this coronavirus has really upended me. And whenever I feel a bit of instability or anxiousness, I turn to the writers who have been part of my own literary and spiritual pilgrimage. So, of course, I have been thinking a lot about Flannery O'Connor, that great Southern writer. She grew up in Georgia, but lived several years away, doing her MFA at the Iowa Writers Workshop and winning a prestigious postgrad honor at Yaddo, an upstate New York place. But she returned, however, unwillingly to her rural Georgia farm. Systemic lupus had begun to plague her body at least a year earlier and driven her back to the care of her mother, Regina, and all the aunts, uncles, and cousins who lived nearby. In her writing and in her personal life, Flannery O'Connor's theme was always about finding moments of divine grace, or as she put it, quote, the action of grace in territory held largely by the devil. By this she meant to say that finding God's grace is made even harder because the world is filled with a lot of darkness, and we'd rather talk and worry about the darkness than anything else. Just witness the way our 24-hour news cycle is obsessed with the dire warnings and the panic over the coronavirus. It's unnerving. Flannery understood what it meant to be displaced, physically and spiritually. In her novel Wise Blood, her main character, this man named Hazel Motes, preaches to folks from a sidewalk stoop telling them, where you come from is gone. Where you thought you were going to was never there. And where you are is no good unless you can get away from it. This sort of existential displacement, it really resonates with me right now. Where am I? Where are you? Where are we going? What do we run away from? And as a person suffering with a disease that would take her life at the age of 39, O'Connor poignantly wrote to a friend, quote, I have never been anywhere but sick. In a sense, sickness is a place, more instructive than a long trip to Europe, and it's always a place where there's no company, where nobody can follow. Illness, like the coronavirus and the quarantines going on here and around the world, are certainly making us feel sickness as a place we have to get used to, a place that might teach us something about ourselves, if not the world. But I want to add with one more quote from Flannery's letters, one that always uplifts me. She was a woman of deep faith, informed by her Catholic faith, and she told this to a friend. For me, it is the virgin birth, the incarnation, the resurrection, which are the true laws of the flesh and the physical. Death, decay, destruction are the suspension of these laws. I am always astonished at the emphasis the church puts on the body. It is not the soul, she says, will rise, but the body glorified. Amen. So folks, as we share in this moment of global displacement, especially displaced up here from the Georgetown hilltop, and as we ponder the way a disease like the coronavirus is instructing us to live deeply in a strange new place, I want you to know of my prayers, especially for those affected by the virus, and my prayers for our students spread throughout the world.